youth runner here with Marist, Georgia star, North Carolina commit, and now a multiple-time All-American at Cross Nationals, the great Tommy Latham. 15th last year, up to 4th this year. Just, it's one thing to get there, Tommy. You know, whether it's these big track races, these big national cross-country races, it's another thing to stay there. Like, especially how deep the field was, how challenging the conditions were. How proud are you of just the level that you were able to reach today?
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. I think, last year I came out here and I wasn't projected to get 15th, I don't think, and the conditions were bad and very similar today. And I had a good race and ran well, but a lot of people didn't have their best race, and you can chalk that up to just had a good day on that day or whatever. But building my way back up and putting in another really solid day, definitely my best cross country race this year. In the day in these bad conditions with the pressure on as well, really kind of shows me that I can come to these races and really compete.
So when I had the honor of talking with Charlie and TJ and Caden and Leonard, Caden Evans, Jackson, that whole group that was there, the 6, 7, 8 of you that were there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, because it turned into from a cross country race to a slip and slide, and it became guys standing upright to human bowling pins. We expected chaos because of the conditions. Just how chaotic was it out there, especially from 3K on?
It was really chaotic. I haven't gone back and watched the race yet, but I imagine this has got to be one of the most fun, boys cross-country races to watch ever. I mean, everybody was moving around, the lead was changing, there were people throwing in stuff, and I don't know if that showed up on camera, but I definitely felt it during the race. And, we had all these different kids, and it was kind of cool that I've gotten to know them over the years, and all the kids you just mentioned, and when we pulled away as a pack, it just felt like such a strong group. That was a great feeling. And then, but even from that point on, when we pulled away as 7, still Caden Leonard fell with a K to go, got back up.
All the announcers were talking about oh, he's in great position, he's going to win the race, and then all of a sudden it was oh no.
Yeah, he fell, and everybody was slipping, but then he came back up, and there were moves made after that, and just so many shots thrown, and Caden Evans was throwing I still don't know if this showed up in the video. This might have been hard to see, but he threw in 5 or 6 10 fast steps, and just was working us through it with a mile
battling
to go.
with a cut knee that he got from being spiked at the starting line.
Yeah, so there's all kind of stuff that whether you saw it or not, it was by far the most chaotic race I've been in. But as a result of being in it, it made it a lot of fun. So.
To that aspect, Tommy, obviously last year's climate and course conditions were last year's climate and course conditions.
Yeah.
You guys obviously had the benefit of racing first last year, and not the absolute chewed up attrition that the course became by the time the gun went off for you guys. But just your experience here last year, whether it was 15th, first, anywhere in between, just you understand what kind of energy is required, what kind of patience is required, what kind of composure is required. How much do you? I mean, I know that you're more fit now this year than you were at this time last year, but just how much did that experience of just kind of understanding that I'm going to have to expect the worst and hope for the best, how much did that benefit you?
It benefited me a lot. I think that my general race strategy was literally built off what I did last year, what I saw that worked, and just a couple tweaks on it for better fitness and maybe a little bit more leeway to go and come back in the race, just being a more experienced racer. Last year I came here and I was just I got no expectations. I'm going to go out and just go out. I want to be up there at some point with the lead pack, just put myself in it, really get the experience of that. And it actually kind of worked last year, maybe better than I even thought. But this year, even though I wasn't really expected to be up there, I had personally expected that I was going to be in the race and in the pack for a while. So I think just running the race last year, the conditions were very bad last year, and I never would have thought they would have been the same this year. But I guess it's Oregon. It's always going to be raining like that, and even it didn't feel like the last couple days it wasn't as bad. The course wasn't that wet yesterday.
Oh, of course, the entire week leading up to yesterday was perfect, and then it was but
and then
if it's NXN day, it's got to rain.
And then it just hit. But fortunately, like you said, last year, it'd been a little bit similar situation. That I even started the race and I hadn't seen that massive puddle, so there were kind of challenges thrown my way, and just kind of realizing that there's a lot of people going through the same thing. Everybody's surprised. Nobody predicted the weather being as bad as it was, and it ended up being the most muddy race I've ever run, probably twice as muddy as last year, probably just since the girls had run before us. But
100%.
But yeah, it was good to be able to know that I could battle through that well.
Absolutely. Really inspiring to watch, and anybody that says that they want a true cross-country race, they certainly got it today, and they got a 2-time All-American and the great Tommy Latham. Congratulations. Stay healthy. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.